Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy birthday to those of you who are born in March. Today, we're going to be building a house for you. All right, so I printed out some traits that Google says of someone who's born in March. Their key personality traits of March-born individuals are creative and imaginative, often gifted with artistic abilities. They possess a strong imagination and are seldom bored. High energy and active, mentally and physically active. They are often described as adventurous and go-getters. Independent and strong-willed. March-born people value their independence and are rarely dependent on others, showing strong leadership skills. Generous and empathetic. They are known for being compassionate, kind, and generous. Optimistic and sunny disposition. They tend to be positive-minded and often bring joy similar to their birth flower, the daffodil. Sensitive and intuitive. Particularly those born in early March, Pisces, they are deeply intuitive and sensitive. Now, their astrological split, Pisces is from March 1st to March 20th, dreamy, empathetic, artistic, and intuitive. Aries, March 21st through March 31st, courageous, passionate, impulsive, and confident. And then interesting facts. Leadership potential. Studies suggest that people born in March and April are more likely to become CEOs. Adaptability. As they are born during the transition from winter to spring, they are adept at handling change and transformation. That's super cool. Let me pull up a picture of the house we're going to build today. Here actually is the chart that I'm going by with what kind of house someone who is born in that month might want, and based upon their astrological sign. So with a Pisces and an Aries, we could have Pisces wants a beach house or Aries a mid-century modern. Since we did the beach house for February, we're going to do a mid-century modern today. And then here's our colors that we're working with. We're working with aquamarine, the March birthstone. So we've got like some blues, some grays, basically really like aquamarine watercolors basically. And then this is the style of house that we're going for, or at least I'm gonna try. This is a plan that I'm gonna follow. It's actually got two plans on it. It's one with a basement and one without. I'm gonna follow the plan that is without a basement. So that's what those look like. And here we are in Oasis Springs on the Springscape lot. And as you can see, the original build that's here when you load up the game is very similar to the one that we're going to build. We're just going to start fresh, but I wanted to show you that this one actually had the facade in front like our house is going to have. Hopefully it'll fit on this lot. The calculations that I did for the house, they should fit on this lot, but we'll find out. If not, I'll probably shorten up the garage a little bit, but not sacrifice the actual house build. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to start by building the structure of the house. We're going to have 3 bedrooms, kitchen, dining room with kitchen's going to have a laundry area in it. And then in the middle, there's kind of like a porch. And then off to the right, there's a garage. Like I said, I hope I can build it on this one. If not, we might move lots. Okay. So our first part here is going to be a 5x4. Now I need to put this all the way over as far as I possibly can. And then we actually have closets that go this way. So we're going to have a closet that's right here. We're going to have another little closet that's right there. And then the living room is 5 tiles this way, going back to, I think 7 tiles, 6 tiles, like that. This is actually going to be open a little bit right there, but I'm not going to worry about that right yet. So we're going to have 2 closets, one for this room. Actually, no, we're going to have our second bedroom here, which is going to be a 4x4, I believe. But this section right here is going to be a closet. It's actually a half tile into the other bedroom. So we'll probably we might not put the closets. I would like to, but I can't do a half tile. So we will just worry about that in a minute. And then the other bedroom is a 4x5, like that. Then we have a bathroom here that's a 2x4, like that. This is the hallway. We've got some closets in here. So like this section here, this would be a closet like that. This would be another closet here. Then you would have a linen closet here, I believe. Oh no, I take that back. This should be one back. And then we would have a linen closet here, and then another closet facing that way, with this being your hallway. And then we would have our kitchen going 5 across to meet up this way. And then this actually has a section right here that goes like this. And then we actually have a dead space kind of right there. I don't know if I'm going to have enough room. Our porch goes, well, this right here is the facade, and then our porch would go this way with it going back to here, and it's kind of open on this side. I think it's got a platform, but I'm not quite sure, but it is kind of open on this side. This here is open there, and then this would be our garage, which is not very big. So I'm wondering if we move this. I could, like, it would be better if it was this way. Do you know what I'm saying? So I might move to a different lot. Let me look. I'll be right back. So I couldn't find a lot that was better than this one. So I modified it in the sense of I made this porch section a little bit smaller so that I could add the garage. However, we don't really have a garage door unless I go into debug, which I'm not comfortable with doing yet, so I didn't do it. I just put some windows there to put some light into that room. But this is what we've got so far. And remember, we're going with the aquamarine. Now, I know that this paneling here isn't typical for a mid-century home, but it's blue and I like it. So we have this that I'm going to put some plants in here. We have our facade, our fake chimney here. We have our front door, little tiny porch, which I don't know if I'll put anything other than plants on that. We have some windows around the place. So you can see here, here's the back. So you have a back door coming out here. You can see in there, we have our little section, our little porch section, and this is the door to your garage. You have a door going in with some windows there. I'm thinking that I'm gonna put a pillar there. The way that the picture was showing, it did show that there was a roof the entire way. So let me grab one of these pillars real quick. I need to raise it up just a tad, I believe, because it is not on a foundation like the house is. So there we go. Okay, so that's what it looks like in the back, and I'm not sure what we're going to do back there. I have some ideas, but I'm not sure. Sorry, my my little Daisy's playing, and I just wanted to make sure she wasn't getting into anything. So our top down view looks like, oops, this. And I didn't change much other than shorten this up so that I could make the garage section. You have, I put an archway here for this little closet right next to the front door, archway for this little closet area here. These all were open, so I'm thinking shelves or something in there, or I might get rid of them altogether. We'll see. This is showing that the electrical box and the water heater is supposed to be there. There's nothing showing in this. It's just a pillar. So I probably will make that the brick like I have on the outside probably. Bathroom here, and then your 2 bedrooms here, which are supposed to have like a closet section here for this one and a closet section here for this one showing, and then dressers there. That's what the plan says, but I eliminated that. So it's not following the actual floor plan completely, but we're doing our best. Because I absolutely love following floor plans. I don't know. I mean, I know that there's some YouTubers out there that do that. Most of them kind of do it as a challenge. Me, I love it. It makes building houses so much easier, in my opinion. Okay, so we are going, remember we're doing the kind of watercolors, the aquamarine colors. So we want to first and foremost get some lights in here so that I can actually see what we're doing. So we will throw up some saucers for now. Hopefully I won't forget to take them down because I have a tendency with these small ones to do that. We'll put 2 in here just to give us some actual light. Oh, and I wanted to say, any of you guys who build in Oasis Springs knows that the light is very like yellow orangey. So that actually looks more blue depending on the light that you choose. Like, I think it looks better in this light. You can see more of the white shining through and you can see the blue. Like, I think it looks a lot better in this light. I don't have any nighttime lights yet, so that's your morning light. So this is very yellow orangey, so don't mind it. Floor wise, I feel like we want to go with wood possibly, and then add carpets as need be or change to carpets. So if we go, do we have a mid-century flooring? We do. I kind of like that one. I don't know if we'll use it in the bedrooms. I feel like the bedrooms would have rugs. We're going to have like a dining room table kind of right here. Let's see if we can find one. This could work. It's a tight fit though. Maybe if we did it this way against the wall. Let's see. What kind of chairs do I want? I don't know if I'm going to keep that color, although that color kind of does match. We have the chairs that go with it, which are fun. Do we want them in that color though? I almost feel like we want it in a different color. Like, I feel like that one's better because you've got some blue, but you've got some orange as well. I don't know if I want orange though. Let's try the gray. What color chair? The orange would be fun. Oh, this blue is really nice. I don't know if that is good for it though. Do we have any other chairs that we could possibly use? This one's kind of fun. What colors does this one come in? What do we think about this one? Which one do I like better? If we did that blue one, do we have a table that looks a little bit better with that? That probably makes much more sense. Now, this is going to be an issue trying to get through here. So how do we want to do this? If we put it this way, it would probably, you have more room to get around. But if we go with curtains, what colors does that one come in? Does that one come in a nice blue? Oh, that is fun. I feel like we should do that. Now, I don't think I'm going to put something on the other curtains because, or the other windows, I should say, because then it will cut into the cabinets and stuff. So they were showing like laundry here, like a double stack. We do have this turquoise. Oh, that's the blue. So we'll put these here like that. And then they were showing the fridge here. It was showing here, but do we want it facing the other way? I feel like we want it facing the other way, like that. They were showing the sink under the window and then the stove over here. And then we could go maybe some blue with the countertops. And then do we have a tall one? And then I want to fix these windows. So we're going to take this out. I know that there's a single pane one that went with that. Yeah, here it is. And then we'll put this up higher like that. Or do we want it down lower? I think down lower. I think that's going to work out better. And then we want a sink, obviously. Oh, there's a blue one. How fun. We're doing it. We're doing it. Where did my window go? That's weird. My window didn't even stay. Okay, well, let's go back to the windows. I really thought that it stayed. That's just so dumb. This one, please. There we go. Maybe I didn't click it. Maybe I didn't click it. And then maybe a light over top of this here. The one I'm thinking of is this one, actually. Do I want to put like a curtain or something over this window? I mean, that's not too bad, right? I think that will work. Doesn't cover up that whole window, so that's nice. Maybe a little rug. Actually, let's figure out some wallpaper first. I'm feeling like maybe some paneling. What about this? Oh, that's lovely. Kind of want to do that. And I know I did it the whole room, so I did it in the living room too, but that's okay because we can always change it. I like that, actually. And then I don't think I can fit it in here, but we're supposed to have the electrical panel and the water heater in here. And I think that the water heater is too big. Scaling it down one makes more sense, but I don't know. I mean, it kind of fits. Does it clip through the walls? Does not look like it. All right. We'll do it. We'll leave it like that. It's the non-functional one, so it's purely a visual thing. And then we want electric, I think. Yeah. Do we have one that's non-functional? Yeah. So we'll do that over here in this section here. Okay. So you have your electrical and your water heater, non-functional. Non-functional. But that's what it was showing in the thing, which is interesting because you come in the front door and you see that water heater. So maybe what I will do is extend this here like that. And we actually changed that to the paneling and we put a door there. I feel like that makes a little bit more sense rather than seeing the water heater when you first walk in the door. I want this over here. We're actually going to do it in this light color here. Yeah, I think that would be good. What is this? Oh, that's really cool. What if we, because instead of two closets, hear me out. What if we take this wall out and instead we put this here? Because it's like a laundry hall closet. Does that make sense? I think that'll be fun because you've got laundry and stuff on it. I don't know if I want a rug here, but I feel like we need one under the, or by the sink. I feel like we might want to prep here. So we could potentially clutter these two up. I feel like the blender, I feel like that's a mid-century thing. I feel like people started juicing back then. And then just some clutter, I guess. Okay, so we've got some clutter up. I'm happy with it. Do I really need anything else in here? Maybe we could put a picture here, but it's going to be cut away. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but we can look real quick. I know there's some stuff that's classified as mid-century, which we could use. That one's not bad. We'll do that one. That's kind of fun, huh? We could decorate that in like the white. That would be kind of fun. But what's the point of it, right? No point, just for funsies. Okay, so for the living room, we have two areas that we could do with the TV. We could put the TV here, or we could put it over here. Either way, you're going to be separated by the door. Or we could put it here, actually. but does that make sense when you're walking in? I don't think so. I feel like we should put it over here. So let's go in and look at the couches. Do we want to look for blue? I think we want to look for blue as well. Maybe blue and green. Maybe we can get a mixture. Oh, that's a cool looking bed. It's not really the right colors. That's very similar to the color that we need. So we could throw this in one of the bedrooms. Now the drawing was showing like 2 singles, a double, and two singles over here. We don't need to do all that, but I just found it was interesting. I think this should probably be the master bedroom, and I feel like we should do the actual mid-century one. This one I feel like would be a good color. This one would probably be okay. It is a little bit brighter, more pastel, but it's got the white in it too, which I really like. So we'll do that there. Maybe we do a double. I think this one. Actually, maybe we make this one the master because it's got the walk-in closet. And then you're wanting to look at couches. Oh, that's so cool. I really like that. I've never used these either. See that darker kind of grayish blue color? That's kind of like that sea serpent color that we have. I mean, that could work. Do we want to do that? Let me sit it out for a minute. This would be a great color. That's super blue, but it is aquamarine. Do we want to use this one instead? That's so bright. I almost think it's too bright. We have it in this blue. That might look a little bit better. That one is a really nice one. Do we want to use this one maybe? Okay, let's maybe go with this one because that's very similar to that Sleepy Hollow color. That is such a small space. What if we were to do it this way? What kind of chairs do we have? Do we have chairs that go with that? It's a weird layout. I'm trying to figure it out. We need something for like an end table. Not an end table, but a console table. I feel like this one, I know it's bowling-esque, but I feel like it'll work on this wall, and then we could put a TV. That's such a long distance to watch TV, but that's okay. Yeah, see, if we use the bigger TV, it looks a lot better. This wall over here is so empty, but I'm looking at it like you're going to be walking this way. You know, what can you honestly put there that will not be weird to walk around? Does that make sense? Curtains. Do we want to use these curtains again? I mean, they're pretty wonderful. What other mid-century curtains do we have? Oh, the darker ones? I think the darker ones would look better in here. That's super cool. We need a rug. We need something to anchor this down. I also feel like maybe another chair here. We want this here. I feel like that makes sense. The faux fur in like a nice gray. I like that. I feel like that makes sense. Then we're going to need a light over here because it's about to get really dark in here. So what kind of light would we put over here? We could put some wall sconces up on either side of that clock maybe. That's fun. Yeah, that'll work. We could also put one here and one here with something in the middle. This one, that'll work. It still feels awfully dark, huh? What if instead of centering those there, we actually move them closer to the painting like that? Does that give us a little bit more light? It kind of does, actually. Kind of centralizes the light a little bit more. What if we took this out and we put these here? Ooh, that kind of matches the clock, huh? We did that. Does anything snap to that? No, nothing at all. Maybe some of the newer stuff with this snap to it. No, it seems kind of odd that you would have that with nothing able to snap to it. Can I lift it up and then place it there? How much is that floating? Actually, it's not really, huh? Okay, well, you know what? I'm leaving it there. Maybe some pillows or poofs there. Is that even the same color chairs? I'm just realizing that. So that's that one. Yeah, it is. It's just the way the lights are hitting it. That's funny. That's so funny how the light is making that look that color. It's the same color. What if we were to instead move this over here? That feels a little bit better. I mean, you still have like a whole bunch of space here, but you've got this walkway. So to me, that makes sense. All right, let's move on to, I feel like this bedroom. I'm going to put all the skill stuff in the garage area. So maybe we just decorate this kind of normal, so to speak. What kind of accent tables do we have that can go with this? I feel like the poofs might go good with this bed. I feel like that's too blue, but I was looking up. Daffodils are yellow. Could we bring in the yellow into this room? What if we did? Let's try it. These lights here, maybe? Let's do this color. That's so dark, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. Give me a couple of minutes and we will make it work. Let's get a dresser in here. What if we go with this kind of flooring? I want like carpet in here, I believe. I like those lights like that. I mean, I like it, but I don't know if it fits. I feel like we should use the ones that are, where are they at? These ones. I feel like that works a little bit better. What kind of wallpaper do we want in here? Oh, that looks nice. I kind of like the feel of this. Would we want to keep that bed this color? Maybe these are too bright. Maybe that's what's getting me. Oh, maybe those. Maybe not this bed. Let's look at the beds again. That one I feel like works a little bit better in this room. I don't know, it's simple, but I kind of like it. Let's get ourselves something to put over the bed. That one, because I feel like that one's grabbing some of these colors here. Okay, I like it. I think it'll work. Let's go on to this bedroom. I want to try and stick to that bed as best I can. So let's go back into the storage because that same kind of mid-century dressers will go with it, I believe. Oh, this is a bookcase, not a dresser. Is that not a dresser that I chose? I thought this was a dresser. This might not be. What is that? It's a bookcase. All right. I don't want that one in here then. I want a different one. That's going to change the whole feel of this, I think. What if we go with this one? I don't know if that hamper's going to work there. We could put it next to this. I feel like this color might be better, which then begs to differ whether or not we want this color. Maybe we go back to that. And then this one, maybe we go to that one. That looks a little better, I feel. Okay. And then in this bedroom, we could go with, what about this one? Let's do it in that color. We need a side table. Let's go with this one. This one I'll put a fan in. I should probably put a fan in all the bedrooms, huh? This rug, I think will go maybe this color. That might be too much, but it's okay. And then we'll go with, maybe we go with the stripe or this gray color. That's kind of fun. Then we need curtains. That could work. Should we make this kind of like for a teen? Oh, that's super pretty. What if we did this one? That's really pretty. Do we want a chair or something in the corner? Maybe just a plant. We could do this one in a yellow. That could be fun. Right there. We need stuff on this wall though. What do we want to put on this wall? We could do these. I like these a lot. And then we could, that's fun. What if we did that? I kind of like it. I feel like I want something there, but what? Oh, maybe this next to the bed? That's kind of fun. Put that in here. This is not very teen-like, is it? A mirror? This color. Okay. Here's the narrative. Mom and dad just got married, but they were in different relationships. And so there's a stepkid. And they just moved in with the parent, the mom or whatever, right? Say dad had a son or a daughter, and they just moved in with the woman, the wife. And so the kid is just trying to figure out how to make this room more theirs because it was decorated kind of like a spare bedroom. And so the kid is now coming in and is like, how do I make this mine? Right? So we're going to decorate with that thought in mind. Okay, well, I think that will be good. I threw down a rug that's more blue, threw down a glow-in-the-dark freezer bunny, some clothes on the floor, a backpack, magazines, some tarot cards on the bedside table. I think that'll be all right. Maybe a poster. Maybe we could do a poster. Yeah, this poster would be good. Yeah, I like that. I think that's fun. Let's go on to the master bedroom. Now, side tables. I think those side tables will work. We're going to do a dresser in here. Oh, this one's a single one. Maybe I could do that instead. Yeah, I like that. I think that's going to work out really well. What if we did this one, say, right here, but like that? We could put a mirror next to it. Possibly. And then I want carpet in here again. What does that look like? Oh, that's fun. I think we should do that. What color do we want it in? Oh, that's the perfect color. That is like almost the right color for the gentle aquamarine. It's a little bit darker, like shade, not like shadow wise, if that makes sense. But I like it. I think that looks good. We're going to do it. And then wallpaper. We could do the paneling in here and we could do it in this color. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm doing it. You know what I think I want to do? I think I want to actually get rid of this because I think that would be perfect for the hamper. That's super fun. Should I put that back there? I don't use that one very often. I like that. That's fun. I don't know if we want anything else besides like just stuff on the side table. I like that. I think that room's done. I mean, I'm going kind of simple today, huh? We need to do the bathroom. I think I'll do that off camera though. And then patio, and I think I'm going to use this in here. I'm going to carry it over. And then I think I also want to carry over the outside paneling in here. See how blue that is? It's so pretty. Yeah, I think I want to do that. And I'm not going to put any more windows on this, I don't think. Actually, let's double this window. Let's put it over here. We did there. Yeah, office space over here. So computer, desk. I'm thinking pottery over here today. We do have it in this bright blue, which is, it's just too bright. But this one would work. That fits perfectly right there. We need a chair that'll go with it. I also want woodworking in here. Over there, what do I want to put? Oh, you know what I'll put there? We could put these. We could actually put one on either side. That would be fun, huh? And then the light that I want to put that I think would be perfect is, hopefully I can find it. Oh, it's on a wall light, not ceiling light. This one. See, that's perfect. Should I put one on this side too? I think I should. And then over here, we're going to put the desk. Does this one come in a cool color? Oh, yes, it does. We're going to grab this chair again. This peach color is really pretty with that. I think I want music in here as well. So we can go with this one. I want it over on this wall because I want to put bookcases, I think, here because I don't have any anywhere else. We should put a bottle of wine in there. Think about it. You're doing work. You want your bottle of wine. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we cluttered up quite a bit of this. I left some open spaces, but yeah, I put some of these like skateboard, snowboard. I love octopus, by the way. And because adventurous is one of the things that they claim March born children are. So you also have like this ski thing here hanging above the record player. I brought this light in again over here, put a little floor lamp there, cork board. So you have a nice little area where you can do woodworking and pottery and work on your computer. I think that's lovely. I like it a lot. So we just have the bathroom and this outdoor space here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, landscape the place, and I'll come back and I'll show you the final result. All right, I have decorated the outside. I almost forgot the bathroom, but I didn't. And we're going to take a look real quick. I mean, you guys saw me build everything pretty much. So we'll go inside, we'll look at the house real quick, and then we will come back out and look at the backyard, okay? So remember, this is for your March birthdays, and they're adventurous, intuitive. They have a good imagination, creative. They're business oriented, confident. So I was thinking to myself, make sure I put a computer in there, pottery for being creative, woodworking for being creative, and we went with the aquamarine colors, which are like blues, like a greenish blue, gray, white, you know, that kind of thing. I did the best I could. I did the best I could. But you know what? Oh, and we went mid-century because people who are on the, what is it, the Aries side? I believe that's the side. Aries. Yes, might prefer to live in a mid-century house. So this is what we're looking at from our front. I followed a floor plan that I found online, not to the T, but I did the best that I could. As we go in, you'll see on this front yard here, we've got some rocks in there. We've got palm trees everywhere. I went ahead and put a whole bunch of flowers in here, and I tried to do as much blue and yellow for the daffodils, as I could. You also have the rock lights that came with that new pack around, so that's what's lighting up the yard. If you don't have that pack and you download this, you'll just have to put some garden lights in to brighten up the place. But yeah, that's what I did out front here. So as we go in, you'll see this is your living room, and it's empty in the middle here because you have the door to your patio out there. So, you know, you've got a couple of seating areas. It looks more green because of the lights in here, but it is actually a blue color swatch. You have your TV over here, some extra pillows to chill out on. I found that fishy metal sculpture, and I threw that in there. You have your little hallway closet right there that you just have a decoration box, umbrellas, and some coats in there. When you come through this way, around the corner here, you have your dining room with your kitchen open area here, which I thought was really fun. I kind of mismatched the colors, but that's more because the upper cabinets for this cabinetry doesn't have the same shade as the bottom cabinet. So that's why you got two different colors, but it looks good. I like it. You have your fridge over here to the left, as well as your laundry area, which I think is really functional and cute. I like it a lot. You also have a door to go out back there. But we're not going to go out that way right now. When you round the corner here, you have a little entryway here for your water heater, your electrical box, which is non-functional. So I just put them in there because the plan called for it, and I thought it looked cool. So when you come down the hallway here to your left, you have a little closet here for extra storage. When you come through this way, you have your master bedroom, which is a little bit more green than blue, but you have them both. We don't really have a good aquamarine color in the game, so I just did the best I could and combined what I could to try and get that March birthstone color. So if it's not exact, I apologize, but I did the best that I could. So you have just a normal bedroom here. There's nothing really big in this. I did not put a lot of stuff in any of the bedrooms. So you have a little bit of decoration here, and a little seating area. That's pretty much it. That plant is coming through the coming through the wall here. All right. So now we go back down. Hopefully it'll work now. So when you go out of your master bedroom, you come back down this hallway. You make a left to the teenager's bedroom. And my thought process was that this teenager would come in. So mom and dad got married, right? But dad had a teenager. And so even though this is they moved in with the mom, the new mom, the stepmom, right? And so as they did that, the only bedroom that was available was kind of like a guest bedroom. So it's very adult looking, but then the child is trying to make it their own. So they hung up some string lights up there. They have a tarot deck there. They added another rug. They've got some clothes on the floor, some books on the floor, some books. They've added a couple of posters. They're, like I said, they're trying to make it their own. And I thought that was a good representation of, sometimes people struggle when they are combining two households and they need to make room for someone else that they're not necessarily used to. So it's a transitional room. We're okay with that, right? Okay, so when you come back out of the bedroom, you're going to come down this way. And again, to your left is your third bedroom, which is just, you could have a roommate, you could have a mother-in-law or somebody who's living with you, but it's, a little cozy third bedroom with a nice view out there. You've got a beautiful painting on the wall. You've got some funky little end tables there, which I thought were really cute. I brought in the yellow. This is when I realized that daffodils pretty much just come in yellow. So that's when I started pulling in the yellow. And I like it. This one took a turn because I originally had a different shelving unit there, but I realized it was a bookcase and not a dresser. So I switched it out. And yeah, I did the best I could. All right, so when you come out, you have this little nook here that has cleaning supplies in it. And then you go to the bathroom, which you guys did not see me do because I almost forgot about it. You have just a shower, toilet, and sink in here. You've got a couple of towels on the wall. Just a little painting here. Not anything big. It's a very small bathroom. There's not much you can do with it. I originally was going to put a tub in here, but no, it's just not big enough. So this is the bathroom that you have. Okay, and then so when you come back out, we're going to head out through the living room to our deck area. And you have this covered deck here, which is a nice little way to relax. You could grab a book and sit down here and read or just relax after a long day. It's beautiful. You also have your opening to your backyard here. But before we go and do that, I'm going to have to move that plant. Geez, Stacy. Oh my goodness. This plant, I don't think is going to be able to go here. So we're going to move it. It'll go here. It'll be fine right there. Okay. Geez, Stacy. All right. So in here is your former garage, now your new office space. So you've got a nice desk there. You've got a nice view to your back deck. You've got your pottery wheel, and you've got a woodworking table, an area for some plants that you could have some indoor plants. But I think this is really cute. I like it a lot. We used the paneling that we'd used on the outside of the house for the inside of the house. I didn't realize I was so far away from my mic, guys. And one of the things that they say that March born people are is adventurous. So I wound up putting some boards on the wall here with an octopus, which I love octopus. They are very interesting creatures. You also have like a ski coat rack there. So, you know, just to show the adventurous side. You have your bookcase in here, so that's easy enough to grab a book and go out and sit on your deck. Computer there. Fan just in case it gets hot. Very, very lovely. Oh, and a stereo. Very lovely area there. When you come back out here, you've got a grill, a pizza oven, a little place to eat. Your trash cans are there. You got some more flowers. And you come back out to your pool. That's what I put in. I put in a pool out here, which I thought really, really brought the space together, this outdoor space. I like it a lot. I think it's fun, and I believe there were a lot of mid-century homes that had pools. I went crazy on the flowers on this side over here. You've got a playground to your side, so hopefully the kids won't bother you too much. But you've got more of those rock lights around, and you've got a whole bunch of plants and trees, palm trees. I went a little crazy with them, but this is what it looks like from the back. I think it looks wonderful from the back. I really, really like it. This house was very, very fun for me to build. It's hard when you're trying to do builds for birthdays because, you know, you sit there and you read what Google says is common traits for someone born that month. And I remember when I did January, I was born in January, and a lot of it didn't seem like me. But so, you know, take this with a grain of salt, but I really like it. I think it turned out great. I enjoyed it very much, and I hope that you guys too do as well. So if you did, leave a like down below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it, and it would help out. Other than that, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. And if you were born this month, happy birthday. I hope you enjoy your birthday very much. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.